Transhumanism is a global intellectual and cultural movement that sees the essential transformation of humans by developing technologies to remove aging and improve human intellectual, physical, and psychological abilities as favorable. Transhumanism advocates for the transformation of the human condition by employing advanced technologies to enhance human intellect and physiology, asserting that we can surpass the current limitations of humanity. Natural evolution, left to its own devices, is believed to have reached its zenith with humanity. Transhumanists argue that it's time for humans to actively steer the future evolution of our species by leveraging advancements in nanotechnology, genetics, pharmaceuticals, and various other fields to transcend our biological limits. Transhumanism believes that one day people could change so much and get so many new abilities that they could be called post-human, or the humans of the future. The front page of Time magazine from February 21, 2012 says, 2045 is the year when humans will live forever. Time magazine has pointed out that the idea of singularity is something serious to think about, meaning it's an idea that needs to be looked at closely and thoughtfully. The group called the World Transhumanist Association, now known as Humanity Plus, says, we need a name for this new idea. Maybe transhumanism is a good choice. People stay as people, but go beyond themselves, finding new ways they can be human. Some people think turning a science idea into something like a religion, where evolution is almost worshipped, isn't right. Even though Elon Musk says artificial intelligence can be risky, he believes we can't beat it, so we should work with it. He has already put AI into Tesla cars, letting them drive by themselves. But Musk is working on the very things he thinks are really risky. He started the Neuralink project, which tries to link our brains with computers. To make these experiments okay in terms of ethics, they say they're trying to find ways to help move limbs that can't move, or to control a robotic arm or leg directly. They argue that to improve human health, we might have to push or ignore some ethical rules, and even give up some of our freedom and privacy. In April 2021, Neuralink demonstrated a monkey playing the video game Pong using a Neuralink implant. So usually, people don't mind if, in those experiments meant to cure diseases, they find out how to use the same technology to make the brain work better. Instead of typing on a keyboard or talking, a person will be able to make a machine work just by thinking. People think that robots will soon do all things better than humans. IBM's Watson computer now does the job of looking at business information for free. This work used to cost $300 an hour when a person did it. Soon, there will be hardly any jobs that a robot can't do better than us. People make conclusions based on 3 to 4 pieces of information, while machines make conclusions based on thousands of data points. While human senses are limited, machine sensors register impulses that our senses cannot detect. The speed at which humans read text is limited, while a machine can rapidly process an entire library and draw conclusions based on all that information. Robots will lead to massive unemployment among humans. Musk believes that we will eventually have to introduce some form of basic universal income for people. With the automation of work, Musk thinks that people will live in abundance. Almost everything will be very cheap. However, if people find their purpose in life to be working, producing, it will be hard for them not to work while still finding life meaningful. Musk says he launched Neuralink so that humans wouldn't fall behind artificial intelligence, so that machines wouldn't have a huge intellectual advantage over humans. We will either merge with artificial intelligence, or we will be intellectually obsolete. Also, people will be able to wirelessly stream music directly into their brains, or play video games without joysticks, because the brain will give direct commands. People are trying to simulate the entire brain interface so that all of a person's neurons are connected with artificial intelligence, which will be an extension of that person. A computer can communicate with trillions of bits per second, but your fingers can only type 10 to 100 per second. Neuralink is trying to create a high-throughput interface between artificial intelligence and the human brain to achieve a symbiosis between human and machine intelligence. So, today people are striving towards the merging of biological and digital intelligence, which is indeed the ultimate goal of Neuralink. Musk believes that the brains of all humans will be directly connected to the internet search engines, and that this will be the collective intelligence that we will develop through our questions and answers. In this case, we will quickly come to answers that other people have already found. At present, Scientists employ three approaches to enhance Homo sapiens into a different species. These methods encompass biological engineering, cyborg engineering, and inorganic life engineering, focusing on genetics, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence, respectively. The initial approach is biological engineering, which encompasses any intentional intervention at the biological level. This could include gene implantation or adopting traits to alter the shape, abilities, and requirements of an organism. Throughout history, humans have employed biological engineering for millennia to reshape either themselves or other organisms, including animals. An elementary illustration of biological engineering is the castration of bulls to reduce aggression during tasks like cart pulling. In a similar vein, castration has been employed to enable boys and young men to sing clear high notes. This practice constitutes biological engineering, and while not novel, the current extent of its capabilities is unprecedented. Recent strides in comprehending organism function, down to the cellular and molecular levels, have unlocked previously inconceivable avenues for human DNA reprogramming. Today, individuals utilize various hormonal and surgical methods to transition their gender. This authentic photo depicts a mouse with no digital alterations. Scientists implanted cartilage cells extracted from cattle onto its back. Remarkably, scientists have succeeded in molding this tissue into a human ear shape and can sculpt it into any desired form. This procedure is currently employed in numerous scientific institutions to create artificial organic structures for implantation in humans. Among the various forms of bioengineering, genetic engineering stands out as particularly appealing. It entails extracting genes from one organism and integrating them into the DNA of another. For instance, individuals may extract the gene responsible for the bright green fluorescent light from a jellyfish and insert it into a rabbit or a monkey, causing them to emit the same green glow. While this technique could theoretically be applied to humans, ethical concerns have thus far prevented such experiments. The second instance involves the genetic modification of diverse microorganisms. Scientists have altered Escherichia coli bacteria genetically to generate biofuels as a means of tackling global energy challenges. Similarly, these Escherichia coli bacteria and other microorganism varieties have undergone genetic modification to produce insulin, with the goal of lowering the expense of diabetes treatment. Geneticists have achieved success in genetically altering various mammals, like mice and rats, to display enhanced physical attributes and cognitive capacities, such as improved memory and quicker learning abilities when compared to their unmodified counterparts. These modified mice demonstrate notably swifter maze-solving skills than ordinary mice. With this accomplishment in mice, scientists assert their capability to replicate similar enhancements in Homo sapiens, potentially boosting human capabilities. Considering that Homo sapiens' DNA complexity is only 14% greater than that of mice, scientists contend that they are already capable of engineering superhumans. Additionally, view the first episode of our mini-series,